So just a couple of days ago, LEGO finally officially revealed the Lord of the Rings The Shire set, which now marks the third Icons Lord of the Rings set for 18 plus collectors. Of course, there have been a couple leaked pictures floating around online, but now seeing the official pictures is always better to really get an understanding of how the set looks. Of course, I don't own the set as of right now because it's not officially released yet, so opinions often differ when you see a set online and then really get it in hand and build it and see the real size and the real detail in real life. But I still want to give kind of my opinion on the set, what I think as of right now, and also the price, which is probably the biggest criticism. I've heard a lot of people are quite disappointed with the set, which was way different than comparing it to Rivendell and Barad-dûr, where everyone was, at least from what I've heard, excited about it. And here the hype is a little smaller after the reveal, but I still think it's a solid set, and it has a couple of fair critique points, and the price, of course, and all of that I want to cover in this video. Of course, this video is not sponsored, authorized, or endorsed by LEGO, as always, and it's just my personal opinion. So if you have a different opinion, leave it down in the comments below and tell me what you think about the set. It's all just my opinion, it's not a fact or anything. So now let's get some basic information at the start. The set number 10354, LEGO Icons Lord of the Rings The Shire set, will release on 2nd of April for LEGO Insiders and for normal purchase for normal customers on the 5th of April. It has 2017 pieces and releases for 269.99 US dollars. It's in the 18 plus category, and it's the third set in the LEGO Icons Lord of the Ring kind of, like, it's not kind of an official theme like Star Wars, I feel like, but still it's kind of an like sub theme. We get a couple of Lord of the Rings sets each year, like we got the BrickHeads, then we got the Icon sets each year, and I think you get what I mean. So Lord of the Rings made its LEGO comeback in 2023, also in March, where the 10316 Rivendell was revealed or launched. This was an absolutely breathtaking model. In my opinion, it's probably the best LEGO set of all time. The build looks absolutely phenomenal. The minifigures are insane. Also, the amount of minifigures is crazy. It's just a gorgeous model. It was also the most expensive Lord of the Rings set of all time with 499.99 USD. But it was just, I feel like the price was pretty justified for that set back then. And because of the success of the set, LEGO continued to make big collectible Lord of the Rings sets. In 2024, we got the Barad-dûr with about 5,500 pieces and for about 459.99 USD. So a little cheaper than Rivendell and a little less pieces, but still a huge model, which once again looks awesome. It's a really, really great set with awesome minifigures and a great design, a great build. And now we have the third set in this kind of sub-theme, as I already tried to explain, which is the Shire, which also will have another GWP, which I will also talk about later. But now let's take a look at the product images first. So on the box art, we have like the typical 18 plus design box art. So it's like an all black box design with the main build in front, or like all the builds basically, and all the minifigures in a kind of displayable way. On the backside of the box, they show the interior and some play functions, and also at least the height of the set is shown there in the middle. And now really taking a closer look at the actual build of the set, I think it looks fairly good, at least the main part of the build, like the back end itself. It looks quite nice. They used a lot of these green slope curve pieces. I don't know the exact name for them. They are always used for like AATs in the Star Wars line, or like at least back then they were used more often for this. I always just, when I think of this piece, I think of an AAT. They used a lot of this green color, of course, to represent the grass. I heard a couple of people complaining that the grass was too bright or too out of place, or just that the green wasn't matching the aesthetic of the of Hobbiton itself. I feel like the green is a solid color, like looks aesthetically pleasing. I can't complain about the color choice, and in general, I feel like the building techniques for the main build are nice. I really like the front fence with the boomerang pieces, I think, and the new sunflowers. I think there are some new pieces, and the whole entrance with, I think these are printed parts, with the door and the windows and the flowers and the garden and itself looks really nice. It really has this like charming Hobbiton feel of the movie. Now you also get a carriage with the set, of course, Gandalf's carriage, which back then the one of the first sets of the Lord of the Rings line was Gandalf Arrives, and this is it feels like a little homage. Of course, it has to be in the set kind of, but you get the carriage, which has some nice building techniques. I think you can definitely see the improvement of Lego's building techniques when you look at the carriage in comparison to the old version. It definitely looks nice. You got the fireworks on the carriage itself. You got Gandalf with his printed tile in front of which you already got in Rivendell, so he can sit on the carriage actually. And it overall looks it's good. I think the carriage is you can't really complain about it. And we also got a couple of other side builds. We got, of course, a couple of things from Bilbo Baggins' 111th birthday. So the first little side build is a table with a birthday cake for Bilbo, which is a neat little side build, but nothing spectacular. I think this is it's cool that it's included, but nothing that really blows you away. What we also got is a tent, which is the tent where Merry and Pippin, sorry, play with the fireworks under. And you got this really nice cloth piece, which is from the color is really nice, and the whole shape and design I think looks really nice, and it's a cool inclusion. And you got a green round plate where you can put Merry and Pippin on when they launch the firework. I think it would have been cooler if you had like the whole build, like the whole tent standing on a green plate instead of just having both as a separate thing. But what I think is really cool is that they included alternate faces and in the Kai hair from the Ninjago, I think, in a gray colorway, so you can represent them being a little dirty and like um, a little disheveled after the firework was launched. Then we have the last side build, which is the little stage where Bilbo had his birthday speech and where he then played the trick on the hobbits with the ring. We got a nice banner piece, which has an awesome print on it. This is a really cool inclusion. I like when they include things like that with Happy Birthday Bilbo Baggins, and we got the little ring piece still in chrome, which I think is really nice that they still do this piece in chrome. And you got a little mechanism where you can play the trick that Bilbo plays with like big a big gear piece, which in the videos that I've seen of the set and the reveals and everything and the reviews, it seems really nice and flush and fast, so it really looks like in the scene. But now we of course have to address probably the worst part of the whole set, which is the tree behind Bilbo's stage. It is basically a bunch of 2x4 bricks or something like that stacked on top of each other. You can still see all the stats. It's not They didn't try to make the stem round. It's still like a Minecraft tree, basically. You got a couple of these thin branches on top of it. But yeah, this is not a tree that is worthy of being in an 18 plus collector set. When you look at the trees of Rivendell or the building techniques in Barad-dûr, or even the building techniques in the Shire, I think the rest of the set looks fairly awesome. But this is, I don't know. I don't know why they didn't change the design or why nobody said that they should change the design, because the designer can build with Lego. That you can see that in the rest of the build. So this is a little disappointing in my opinion. So before we're gonna take a look at the inside of the set, or backside as you could say, I really think the front and the whole aesthetic of the front side of the back end of the Hobbit hole itself looks really good. I think they really captured the coziness and the charm of the location in the movie. The tree on top of the Hobbit hole could have been a little bigger when you compare it to the movie, but otherwise I think it looks really good. The details, the foliage around of the set, the details, the techniques, I like it. I think it looks really good. One thing I would have preferred though is if all these side builds, which are nice inclusions and they look good, at least besides the tree, if this all would have been on like one green base that they built, like in Rivendell you had like three sections, and the side section which I think you can compare is like the waterfall with the pavilion and the forge, and this was like one thing you could remove or add to the set, and I like that this was still one piece. So I would have liked if they built like the little tent and the stage area and the birthday cake on like one part that you could fully remove or fully add instead of like these three separate things. But now enough yapping on the outside of the build. Let's take a look at the interior. So the first room you get after opening the door is of course the hallway. I like the inclusion of the Indiana Jones whip pieces on the back side of the door. It looks really nice. You also get a couple of cool building techniques for the candles in this set. They use these white pen pieces, but without a print, so it looks like some melting wax and everything. You got a little chest with the mithril inside, which is unfortunately still a sticker. Another detail that is sadly missing on the hallway is the chandelier, which I don't know why it isn't included. I don't think it would have been that hard to find a technique to building this there. Maybe because it would have been too filled up, but this is just it would have been nice to get that detail. But with the rest of the hallway, I'm really happy. You got these carpets on the floor, which I think are prints. We got a lot of printed tiles in the Rivendell set, so I like that this at least looks like prints. I haven't seen a full review of the set, so I don't know, but it just looks to prints like me. And you got the whole tiled off floor, which I always really like when they tile off the whole floor, besides a couple of studs to place some figures in, because it just looks cleaner and better than just a whole study floor. Then, of course, directly to the right, you got the kind of living area with the table where you can drink, where Gandalf and Bilbo can drink some tea and have like cake or whatever. There are some flowers in the background, and overall, it looks charming. You have like a cheese piece on the over the fireplace. You got the two pictures of Bilbo's parents, which I think are stickers, but still nice inclusions. It adds to the whole like coziness of the Shire set. You also got I think once again, printed carpet on the floor. You got the fireplace, which has a play feature where you can turn the little knob on the side, and the fire, uh, like in the fire, there turns the envelope and reveals the ring, which is a cool thing, a cool sequence in the movie, and nice that they included it here. And we got some, once again, I think, printed pieces for the carpet, and some, I think, sticker details for Bilbo Baggins' parents on the wall. Then the last interior room we get in the Hobbit hole is Bilbo Baggins' workstation, where he writes there and back again, which we can see. I don't know if it's a sticker or a print. In Rivendell it was a sticker, and some sticker details on the wall and some printed, I think, over the little fireplace and the wood in the background. It looks nice and cozy. So overall, I think the interior looks pretty neat. I think it definitely catches the charm and the coziness of the of Bag End in the movie. It's maybe a little small, especially for the price, but otherwise, from the interior that you get with the set, you can't really complain. I think it looks really nice and it's just a cool interior. It's nicely designed. Now taking a look at the minifigure selection, this is once again awesome. I've like all of the big Lord of the Rings sets had always really cool minifigures, really nice design and overall the quality of the figures, also the quantity and the selection of the characters. And I think here once again the Shire, it's once again like a perfect selection of minifigures in my opinion. The first two minifigures are Mr. and Mrs. Proudfoot, which are totally new characters as Lego minifigures. Mrs. Proudfoot has a new skirt piece. All hobbits have dual molded legs, which is really awesome. They got some nice torso printing, and I like the faces. They are crumpy and a little, like they really represent their look out of the movie. Really cool inclusions. Bilbo, of course, has dual molded legs with his nice Shire outfit, which is probably the most iconic outfit of him in the Fellowship of the Ring. Looks once again awesome. I already like the figure of him in Rivendell. This just looks even cooler with this like red jacket, and the whole Hobbit look is awesome. Then we got Gandalf, which I think is basically the same version as the Rivendell version, besides the head print. He has a little beard printed under the beard mold. The printing overall looks nice. Always nice to get a Gandalf. Yeah, cool minifigure. Then we got Frodo Baggins in his Shire or Bag End outfit. I really like the torso design. The print looks awesome, and in general, a nice Frodo figure. Then we get Merry and Pippin in their Shire outfits. Really nice minifigures once again, dual molded legs. The torsos looks amazing with the yellow kind of closed jacket, the green open jacket. Really cool figures. And of course we get a Samwise Gamgee in his gardener start of the movie look with his brown jacket. Once again, dual molded legs. It's always nice to get a Sam. Um, yeah, nice figure, can't complain. And lastly, we get his later to be wife, Rosie, which I think is once again a really cool selection of figures. I like the selection of the three kind of more random hobbits. I think Mr. and Mrs. Proudfoot and Rosie are really cool. Rosie has a skirt piece. I think this is not a new one. I think this has been around for some time. She got a cool torso print, nice hairpiece, very nice figure, and very cool inclusion. So overall, once again, I'm very happy with the minifigure selection. I think already in Barad-dûr and Rivendell, we got amazing character selections and also crazy good quality of figures. And the Shire is once again really nice on a minifigure basis. It's awesome. I still think Rivendell is on top just because of the amount and yeah, probably just the amount, but the quality is in all sets is amazing. Then there's also the Sméagol and Déagol GWP that you get with the Shire. I think it is a cool scene. I never would have thought that LEGO would do this scene as a GWP or as a set in general, but the Hobbit minifigures of Sméagol and Déagol look really cool. And yeah, the build also looks nice. I think it's a cool inclusion. Overall, I think the Shire set is still a good set. It's still one of these cool Lord of the Rings sets, which a lot of the fandom wants more of. Um, I think the price is probably the main criticism that you can have on the set. A lot of people complain about the price, and I also think it's a little overpriced. Like the first leaked price, I think, was $200, which was like floating around as a rumor. I think like 230 or something like that would have been a fine price. I also heard that the first price they set for the set was like 230, 240, but I don't know. I've just heard it somewhere. 270 is too much. For 2017 pieces, the other sets were around 8 cents per piece, I think. Here you are at more than that, definitely more than that. Um, it's still a cool set, a nice set. I still like that they did back end, and I still think it looks cool and nice and overall. But compared to the other two sets, this is just not on the same level, and mainly because of the price, I think. So yeah, that were all of my thoughts and my personal opinion on the set. Now I'm interested in your opinion. What do you think about the Shire set? Are you gonna buy it day one? Are you gonna wait for maybe some discounts? What do you think of the GWP? And do you like the set overall? Do you like the Lord of the Rings sets in general? And yeah, other than that, have a great day.